a story of transformation. A long time ago, deep in a peaceful forest far away from any bustling town, there lived a wise monk. He had renounced worldly distractions, choosing a simple life in a humble cave. His days were filled with quiet meditation, and his nights were spent helping anyone who needed guidance. Though he lived alone, he was never lonely, for his heart overflowed with compassion for all living things. One evening, as the monk sat outside his cave, a small mouse fell from the sky, dropped by a crow. It landed on the ground with a thud, trembling in fear and pain. The poor creature had barely survived the fall. The monk, with great care, picked up the mouse and brought it inside, offering it food and comfort. Over time, the mouse grew strong and healthy under the monk's watchful care. But peace would not last. One day, a wild cat spotted the mouse near the monk's cave. It chased the mouse with hunger in its eyes, and the poor creature fled in terror, running back to the monk for protection. The monk, seeing the fear in the mouse's eyes, knew this wouldn't be the last time danger would come. So with his mystical powers, he transformed the mouse into a cat, ensuring it could defend itself from predators. The mouse-turned-cat lived in the forest fearlessly, no longer afraid of the dangers that once stalked it. However, as time passed, a new threat emerged: a wild dog. The cat, once again, ran to the monk, begging for help. The monk, moved by the cat's plight, transformed it into a dog, and now the mouse could roam the forest without fear. But the world was full of dangers, and the dog soon found itself fleeing from a new predator, a tiger. Once again, the dog ran for its life, seeking refuge in the monk's cave. Moved by the creature's distress, the monk transformed the dog into a majestic tiger, king of the forest. No one dared challenge the tiger, and for a while the mouse-turned-tiger ruled the forest with unmatched power. But even a mighty tiger is not immune to the threats of the world. One day a hunter appeared, and with a single shot, he frightened the tiger. In fear, the tiger ran back to the cave, crying for the monk to save him from the hunter's deadly weapon. The monk once more used his powers to transform the tiger into a man, free from the dangers of the wild. As a human, the mouse lived among people in a nearby village. He became rich and powerful, enjoying all the comforts life could offer. He even began to dream of starting a family. But as he built his new life, a troubling thought began to consume him. What if the monk reveals my secret? What if the world finds out that I was once a mere mouse? People will laugh at me, and everything I have will be for nothing. This thought grew in his mind, taking root and poisoning his heart. He became afraid of losing everything he had gained, and a dangerous idea formed. What if I kill the monk? Then no one will ever know my past. With that dark thought clouding his judgment, he grabbed a knife and set out to end the monk's life. But the monk, ever wise, sensed the man's wicked intentions before he even entered the cave. With a quiet chant, the monk used his powers one final time. In an instant, the man was transformed back into the small, helpless mouse he had once been. The mouse, terrified and confused, fled the cave, never to return. The story of the monk and the mouse teaches us a powerful lesson. Our thoughts have the power to shape our lives. The mouse was given everything: strength, respect, and even a new life as a man. But a single negative thought, left unchecked, led him to lose it all. This mirrors our own lives. A small negative thought, be it fear, anger, or jealousy, can grow if we don't confront it. These thoughts shape how we see the world, which influences the decisions we make and ultimately the actions we take. In today's fast-paced world, where we are constantly bombarded by pressures to compete, be better than others, and face the relentless pace of social media and comparison, it's easy to let our thoughts spiral out of control. But just like the mouse, we must learn to master our minds before our minds master us. The key to happiness, success, and fulfillment lies in controlling our thoughts. If we allow ourselves to be controlled by fear or negative emotions, we risk everything we've worked for. But if we take control of our thoughts, we can shape our future. In a world full of distractions and negativity, we must remember that every great success or failure begins in the mind. Master your thoughts and you master your destiny.